Hi guys, it's me. I am here to do my new tragus piercing video. I got it pierced yesterday. It was a very spontaneous kind of thing. I left work and I was just like, I'm gonna go get my tragus pierced. So I did, and now I'm here to tell you guys all about, how it went, the pain and everything while it's still fresh in my mind. So yesterday I went to go get my tragus done, and I wasn't really nervous until I was actually laying down on the seat that they use to do piercings on. That's when it hit me like, oh my gosh, I'm about to get this done. It was kind of like basically the same process of when I went to get my tongue piercing. Gave them my ID, filled out paperwork, they put the jewelry in the autoclave. It took like no time at all. So I went to the back and he had me sit on the chair. He looked at it, marked the spots, and then he had me lie down on my side and kind of just push my head closer to him. And he used clasps, and he was just kind of like lifting it a little bit as much as he could, because mine is like fairly small, and he was just kind of checking to make sure everything looked good and even. So he put the needle to my ear and I could feel it just kind of barely poking me, and it was making me so anxious. But he basically told me, hey, I'm going to count to 3 and breathe in and then release on 3, and I'm going to pierce you. And I was just like, okay. He got to 3 and I released early because I was nervous. But I felt everything without having to take the edge off, and it wasn't that bad. It was like a 5 or 6 out of 10, which isn't horrendous. Like, I mean, yeah, it hurt because it's just a lot of pressure, but it wasn't like excruciating or anything at all. I would say it did, between this and my tongue piercing, they're basically at the same level of pain. And I could say maybe this one's a little bit more than what my tongue piercing was, just because it's thick. It's so thick. Like, your tongue is squishy at the same time while it's a muscle, but this was like, yeah. So there was like a lot of popping and crunching, and just to hear it all in your ear was really feeling. I was just like, I just wanted to puke. It was so gross. So I heard the pop through the skin. I'm sorry, I'm getting graphic. And then I just heard it kind of crunching through cartilage. Then I heard like popping again. It was just a lot. Putting the jewelry part in was easy. That didn't hurt. Once the jewelry was in, my ear started bleeding, which is totally normal. But I was bleeding a little on the heavy side because my body hates me, and I could feel it like dripping into my ear, and I was trying not to move, so I was just like like that, because it was so uncomfortable, because your instinct is to like move your head the other way so the blood doesn't like go into your brain or whatever. I know that's not how that works, but basically I didn't want it in my brain, so I was just like So he was like cleaning out the blood and everything, and then he told me to go look at it. And I went to go look at it. It started bleeding again. I was so bad, and it was like dripping down my face, and I was like, you have a napkin? So he cleaned out my ear for me, and he was applying a little bit of pressure, which was kind of like it didn't feel too good because it's freshly pierced, but he was just trying to get the bleeding to stop. And he gave me a napkin soaked with alcohol, just so I don't pass out, because I've almost passed out before there. He probably remembers. So he was like, this is just for you. And I was like, thank you. So after that, I paid, I gave him a tip, and then I went on my merry way. After that, I went to Walgreens and I got the supplies I needed for my ear. So I picked up some saline wound wash. I love the can version because I can just spray it onto my cotton ball. And then I got this box of 130. Matt accidentally got me some other cotton balls, so I have more than this. So I haven't opened this box yet, but I do have some other cotton balls. So I have this, and I got my saline wound wash, and this it'll run you $7 to $8, at least here in Georgia. That's how much it is. So I got this bottle, and then these were like $3.99. So it wasn't bad at all as far as pricing for aftercare. So what I'm doing 2 to 3 times a day. My first week I'm doing it 3 times a day. I just soak my ear in it, and when I got home last night from it, right before I went to sleep, I soaked my ear, and you know, it was like a lot of dried blood still, so my ear was still slightly bleeding, but you know, I just soaked it and it kind of just removed all the little crusties and whatnot and dried blood. Then I woke up this morning, which is like around now, it was about maybe like 40 minutes ago that I soaked my ear, and there wasn't nearly as much blood. It was like the tiniest little bit. I put like a really wet one and I try to squish it into my ear, and I put it behind the tragus, and then I get another cotton ball, put it in front of the tragus, 2 separate ones, because I'm very conscious about like spreading things. Like, I just want to be as sanitary as possible. So I do that, and then if it starts dripping, I have a 3rd or 4th cotton ball to soak up anything that drips down, because it's a tricky little area. So sometimes, you know, the saline wound wash will just kind of like trickle down and whatever, but it's not bad at all. I think it's fairly easy, like compared to the things you have to do for a tongue piercing versus this. I'm just like easy breezy. So I'm really excited. I am so nervous though about rejection or migration, but I'm just gonna do my part the best I can. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys my piercing so we can wrap this up. I am not gonna do a day by day because like there's nothing really like interesting too much, but I'll do a week update, and then a month update, and then a year update, and then if anything happens in between, I'll update you, but it's just an ear thing. So I will go ahead and show you guys it. Also, it's gonna be like sticking up like straight, like here's my tragus, and then my ring is up here when it should be just kind of hanging low. It's hanging like that. Like no matter what I do with pushing it down, it always just goes whoop. So it looks dumb right now, it's just sticking out. Yeah guys, that is my piercing. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. If you have any questions, I can do like an FAQ or something. But yeah guys, that is it. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you guys in my next video, and thank you so much for checking this out guys. And again, if I didn't answer anything that you may have wondered, just ask below and I will answer it for you guys. Alright, bye guys.